Welcome to No Longer Conformed. I'm Erik Garthe, and we are studying It's About Loving God, Bible studies on the Christian life. In this session, we'll be looking at Luke chapter 10, verses 25 to 37. Loving others, or I should say meeting, the title of it is Meeting Needs. Loving others means loving all, not just those with whom we feel comfortable. The need of the individual should always be the greatest concern. Look at our passage in Luke chapter 10, beginning with verse 25. And behold, a certain lawyer stood up and tested him, saying, "Teacher, what shall I do to inherit eternal life?" He said to him, "What is written in the law? What is your reading of it?" So he answered and said, "You shall love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your strength, and with all your mind, and your neighbor as yourself." And he said to him, "You've answered rightly. Do this and you'll live." But he, wanting to justify himself, said to Jesus, "And who's my neighbor?" And then Jesus answered him and said, "A certain man went down from Jerusalem to Jericho and fell among thieves, who stripped him of his clothing, wounded him, and departed, leaving him half dead. Now by chance a certain priest came down that road, and when he saw him, he passed by on the other side. Likewise a Levite, when he arrived at the place, came and looked and passed by on the other side. But a certain Samaritan, as he journeyed, came where he was, and when he saw him, he had compassion. And so he went to him and bandaged his wounds, pouring on oil and wine, and set him on his own animal, brought him to an inn, and took care of him. On the next day, when he departed, he took out 2 denarii, gave them to the innkeeper, and said to him, "Take care of him, and whatever more you spend, when I come again, I will repay you." So, which of these 3 do you think was neighbor to him who fell among the thieves? And he said, "He who showed mercy on him." Then Jesus said to him, "Go and do likewise." Jesus responded to the lawyer's question with a parable that has become one of his most popular stories. The Samaritan is shown as one who does more than the minimum to help the hurting man. First, Jesus taught that brotherly love is rare. Again, verse 31-32. Now by chance a certain priest came down that road, and when he saw him, he passed by on the other side. Likewise a Levite, when he arrived at the place, came and looked and passed by on the other side. Selfishness characterizes a great majority of mankind. Love which costs nothing more than a small contribution is common. Self-sacrificing kindness, which doesn't care what cost is involved as long as good can be done, is very rare. Jesus taught that true brotherly love is rare. Second, Jesus taught to whom we are to show love. Again, verse 33. But a certain Samaritan, as he journeyed, came where he was, and when he saw him, he had compassion. The victim was a Jew. He was slighted by those who should have been his friends. The only person who helped him was a Samaritan, one of a group of people the Jews despised and would have no dealings with. Jesus' story is an explanation of loving our neighbor as ourselves, regardless of who they are. We are like this traveler. Satan robbed us and wounded us. Sin has done much to hurt us, but Jesus had compassion on us. He loved us, gave his life for us, and showed us mercy. He commands us to do the same for others in need. It's our call to help all according to our ability. A Christian must show kindness and love to everyone in need. Christian kindness must go beyond family and friends to meet needs whenever the occasion arises. Why did the Samaritan man help the beaten man? Well, verse 33 states he had compassion, the quality which enables us to get past barriers. Compassion. What did the Samaritan do? Well, it's recorded in those verses 33 and 35. And it's a model for ministering in this hurting world. Our text reveals three degrees of Christian love. First, Christian love responds to ministry needs. Verse 33, but a certain Samaritan, as he journeyed, came where he was, and when he saw him, he had compassion. Christian love sacrifices for ministry needs. Verse 34, so he went to him and bandaged his wounds, pouring on oil and wine, and set him on his own animal, brought him to an inn, and took care of him. Christian love commits to Christian needs. Verse 35, on the next day, when he departed, he took out 2 denarii, gave them to the innkeeper, and said to him, take care of him, and whatever more you spend, when I come again, I will repay you. Jesus taught to whom we are to show love. And then third, Jesus taught to what degree we are to love. Verse 36 and verse 37. So which of these three do you think was neighbor to him who fell among the thieves? And he said, he who showed mercy on him. And Jesus said to him, go and do likewise. Jesus turned the lawyer's question back on him, placing responsibility on each of us to be a neighbor first and meet the need of others. Our natural inclination is to act like the priest and the Levite rather than the Samaritan. The Samaritan's compassion was not confined to just his feelings. He went to much trouble, sparing no sacrifice or expense in meeting the need. His compassion translated into action. That kind of love is to walk in the steps of Jesus Christ. You have a great day.